My name is Jennifer Woyach, and I'm a hematologist at The Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center in Columbus, Ohio. So I'm going to be presenting data from the Phase 3 trial A041202, which is a randomized Phase 3 study of bendamustine plus rituximab versus ibrutinib plus rituximab in untreated older patients with CLL. So in this study, we enrolled patients age 65 and older who met criteria for the initiation of therapy. We stratified them according to rise stage and the presence or absence of the high-risk cytogenetic markers 17p and 11q deletion. We then randomized patients 1:1:1 to the 3 treatment arms. Again, that's bendamustine plus rituximab, the Bruton's tyrosine kinase inhibitor, ibrutinib, or ibrutinib given in combination with rituximab. At a median follow-up of 38 months, we found that there was a significantly longer progression-free survival for patients enrolled on either of the 2 ibrutinib-containing arms versus bendamustine plus rituximab. At that time, the median progression-free survival for bendamustine plus rituximab is 43 months and has not yet been reached for either of the 2 ibrutinib-containing arms. We looked at 2-year progression-free survival then, and for patients on bendamustine plus rituximab, 2-year progression-free survival was 74%, compared with 87% for patients on ibrutinib and 88% for patients receiving ibrutinib plus rituximab. We don't have an overall survival difference at this point, maybe due to the relatively short follow-up. It also could be due to the fact that we had a crossover design, so patients who were enrolled on bendamustine plus rituximab, when they progressed, could cross over to single-agent ibrutinib. So I think what these findings tell us is that even though ibrutinib has been widely used in the community setting and in the academic setting since its FDA approval for this indication in 2016, this is really our first study that says in older patients it is superior in terms of efficacy to our standard chemoimmunotherapy regimens. As well, we don't have a difference between ibrutinib plus rituximab and ibrutinib alone, so except in certain circumstances you would not use ibrutinib plus rituximab in this age group.
So what do you think will be the future of the chemotherapy treatment for these patients?
So I think that this really is one of the trials that is moving to a paradigm shift in CLL away from chemoimmunotherapy for most patients and towards targeted therapy. I didn't mention, but we have the successor to this study will be opening this month, and we're trying to see whether we can eliminate some of the need for indefinite therapy with ibrutinib, as well as the toxicity and cost that's associated with that. And so our next study, which is A041702, is going to be randomizing patients to either ibrutinib with obinutuzumab as standard therapy with ibrutinib ongoing versus ibrutinib plus venetoclax plus obinutuzumab with a response-adapted approach to therapy discontinuation.